Our Sports Inquirer here with Coach Curt Cignetti from James Madison football. Coach, some very strong first year in the conference last year, got the, I think, 8 wins. Just what were some of the factors you thought with what the team did well to reach that benchmark?
Well, you're looking at a program that's got great tradition and belief. I mean, we've won 7 of the last 8 conference championships. We're 48-3 at home over the last 7 years. So we've got a bunch of guys that are used to winning. We've got good stuff in terms of facilities and a strong brand, which helps in recruiting. And I think since 2016, it's sort of perpetuated itself. So when we made the jump to FBS, the Sun Belt, G5, we had a good football team. And, there's a lot of FCS teams really that are good football teams. North Dakota State, South Dakota State, there's 7, 8 teams. But we were certainly year in, year out one of the top 2. So I think our guys were very excited about the jump. And we got off to a good start against Middle Tennessee. And had a great win against Appalachia State down there. Come from behind, 28-3. We were losing in the second quarter, kept our poise, our cool, and won the game. And hit the top 25, and then we stubbed our toe against Georgia Southern, in position to win the game at the end, and didn't. Lost our quarterback the next game at home against Marshall. We were 17-point favorite. Go down to Louisville, who was playing well, but I was really proud of the way the team rebounded the last 3 games. We took it to ODU on the road pretty good. Came back, gave from another deficit at home against Georgia State and won, and really waxed coastal. As I look at the year, in my mind, we should have been 10-1. People we're very excited. I think a lot of people on the outside don't realize only the competitive gaps that may exist between certain P5, G5, G5, FCS. I mean, we had players, we had a good team, and we got great quarterback play, which is important, and our team was highly competitive and resilient, coming back from some huge deficits, to win football games.
Yeah, and offensively, you mentioned the quarterback, and how's that position shaking out for you? Because you led the conference in offense last year, yeah. And just very strong on that side of the ball, especially in the red zone. How's that competition looking?
Yeah.
And how do you carry over that offensive success into this year?
Well, we have led the conference in scoring every year I've been here. I'm going on year 5. Mm-hmm. And we've had 3 different quarterbacks, and every one's been player of the year in the conference on offense. And they've all been different. We're able to tweak the offense to the strengths. Now, you got to have players, too, and talent. We have 4 candidates. I have no idea who the quarterback's going to be. Last year at this time, I didn't either. It'll play out on the field. We've got Jordan McLeod, who was a starter as a true freshman at South Florida and started 2 years and started 19 career games. And started a couple games at Arizona and got hurt. Alonzo Barnett is a young guy that's got 2 spring balls under his belt and 1 fall, and he's got talent. Billy Atkins, 4th year in the program. And then Brett Griffiths is a freshman transfer from Wake Forest. And, I think they're all capable. And almost as important, we've got a lot of new faces at receiver, too. Mm-hmm. So I think our ability to throw the ball efficiently this year is going to go a long way toward determining our success.
Well, I was impressed with looking at the statistics. First in red zone offense, but also first in rush defense, and least penalized team as well.
Yes.
What about that discipline and control? That shows a lot of control of the line of scrimmage. How important is that? How do you approach that team?
Proud of that, because when I came to JMU, we were winning a lot of games before I came, but we were highly penalized, mm-hmm. and it took a while. But the last 2 years, like you said, last year we were the least penalized team. Have always been very highly ranked against the run. It's part of our philosophy, part of what we're committed to. Got to have good players, and schematically, there's things you can do to help yourself. You know what I mean? So we've always been kind of a top 5 versus run sort of team. Red zone offense really did pick up last year. I think having a running quarterback helped, but we had some playmakers at receiver that made some nice plays too. Because when you got to be able to throw it in as well as run it in. it all starts up front. One of the things I'm encouraged about this season is, we have 118 returning starts up front on the offensive line. Got our top 8 linemen back on offense. And our defensive line was stout last year too, like you said. So it's a game you do play with your pads. You're not going to out-trick anybody, right? You got to out-hit them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just lastly, what will the team have to do well, you think, to reach its ultimate goals? I'm sure that's conference championships and everything, but obviously you won't win every game. But what are 2 or 3 things that you're looking at squads like we really got to execute this well to get to where we need to be?
First of all, the schedule is a significant challenge this season. 12 instead of 11 games, 1 off week instead of 2. Game 2, 3, and 4 are on the road at Virginia, at Troy, which would have been a conference championship last year, then at Utah State. Come home to South Alabama, who's picked 2 in the West. Go to Marshall on a Thursday night. It's going to be a tough schedule. We're going to have to be proficient throwing the football because we lose some people. We've got to improve our turnover ratio on offense. And I think we've got to do a little bit better job of limiting big plays on defense. And there are some areas of special teams that need to improve. But overall, we've got to have a great competitive mindset and be resilient and relentless and not have some of the hiccups we had last year.